Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, Season 4, Episode 29. Justine and Michael. So I guess Justine has decided that she is sick of family and friends asking her about Michael sending her this car. She also got a little fire under her butt when she found out that she's not the first woman he's ever purchased a car for. So she decides to take her car over to the dealership to find out more information regarding this car. Now, the thing that I thought was really weird about this is, first of all, when the man asked her, did she have any paperwork, she said, I don't know, I think there's something in the glove box. Why would you not have already checked the glove box? And then when they get out there, she gives him the owner's manual. Ma'am, you cannot tell me that at your grown age with children that you have never purchased a car before and you do not realize that that is an owner's manual. And not only that, that you need a registration, you also need insurance and you need a driver's license to purchase a car. So the guy asked her, well, does your boyfriend slash husband, does he have a driver's license? No, he's in jail. And he says, well, somebody had to put their name on this car. And they're out at the car, and I'm thinking, boy, just grab the VIN number off the car and run it. Come to find out, she admits that she has sent him all of her information and he's had it for a very long time. Well, first of all, you met him in jail. Who the hell sends somebody in jail all of their information? Their driver's license information, their social security information? Who the hell does that? Girl, are you out of your complete ever-loving fucking mind? Who does that? You send all of this information to a prison. Okay. No, ma'am. Okay, what is wrong with this lady? Come to find out, it turns out that the car is actually in her name, which is weird because, first of all, do you know for sure that this car has not been financed in your name? Number one. Number two, I would quickly be running to Credit Karma, Equifax, TransUnion, somewhere to find out what else is in my damn name. This just seems odd to me. No, ma'am. Does this car have insurance? It has to. And if so, is the insurance in her name? Then when she tells him about it, he gets all upset talking about she's questioning his integrity. Buddy, you were in jail purchasing cars. You went to jail for selling the pharmaceuticals. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, what integrity? She told us you were selling the ethanol and the H, the big H, that boy. And we have no respect for you. And you clearly don't have any for yourself. You're out here selling death. Integrity my ass. Listen, once I left that dealership, I would have went straight to the DMV if they were open. Can I please get a title search on this car? Who really owns this car? Is this just registered to me, but it's owned by Wells Fargo? What is going on? I don't know what it is, but for her to be grown, for her to have a job, for her to have a home and children, she just acts extremely childish and immature. All that smiling and acting ditzy really irritates the shit out of me. And I've just had it. This whole thing just makes me sick. I don't know. I would be worried about my identity. I would be worried about my credit. I would be worried about my children being involved in this whole situation. No, ma'am. Run a title search on that car. This is ridiculous. I'm tired. Moving on. Emily and Dory. Now listen, I really would like to just skip them. I would love to skip them. This relationship is ridiculous and she is ridiculous. And I don't think that I have ever disliked the person not in jail as much as I dislike Emily. There's something about her that's just rubs me all the way wrong. I don't know. So she's got her friend that comes over and she tells her friend that she's going to see Dory. And I said, really? After 3 years, you met him in jail. You have never seen this man in person. And after 3 years, you are finally going to see this guy? Like, are you kidding me? And she makes this comment about how he cheated on her with some unattractive woman and makes this wolf sound or whatever. And you know what? I really hate that. I'm making my business not to talk about someone's looks. I just think it's rude. I think it's disrespectful. And I don't think you have the right to do that. You don't have the right to talk about anyone else's appearance. Cut the crap. It's just nasty. She's acting as if she really doesn't care or whatever. It's just a visit, you know. I don't know, but she just acts as if she doesn't give a damn at all. She's a very unlikable person. So then you see Dory call Smoke, which, can I just say that Smoke is getting a lot of airtime. He's getting a lot of airtime, and his elbows were a little ashy. But I digress. Anyway, he's out, and he says she never came to visit him. And his friend is telling him the truth. This relationship is one-sided. He says that he gave her his power of attorney a couple years ago, and she's never done him wrong that you know of. He's about to get out of jail soon, and he's about to find out your money is gone. And she has done you all kinds of dirty. You're a criminal. She's a criminal. Smoke's a criminal. We're all criminals here. I'm just saying. Smoke tells him the truth. He says, dude, if she treats you like this while you're in jail, how do you think she's going to treat you when you get out? And he's sitting there talking about how in love he is, how down for him she is. She's ridiculous, and so are you. You are being played. He also stated, dude, you've never seen her in person, which means you've never kissed her. You've never had sex with her. You don't know her at all. And you are here having this genuine love for this girl, which I don't know how genuine it is considering that you were talking to other girls as well. But this relationship is not going to work. You are being played. And you know what? Good luck to Emily when he finally gets out of jail and finds out that you blew through his money and that you're a big liar. And I'm wondering why she didn't go to that jail. Okay, I'm thinking she didn't go to that jail because maybe they have never seen each other over those jailhouse video calls, because she did show us some pictures that she sent him and she don't quite look the same. Now, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, could she be a catfish? I'm just saying, where is Neve when you need him? That's all. Dory should appreciate the conversations that he has with Smoke, because Smoke may need a little, Vaseline on his elbows, but he told no lie. You are being played. You are being used. You are a fool. This woman, it does not mean anything good, and she is extremely toxic. And I'm tired of her smirky face. Anyway, moving on, because 2 minutes is too much to be talking about her. Melissa and Louie. So we pick up where Melissa's back at the hotel. She's packing up all of her things because she needs to head over to the prison to see Louie before she heads back home to New Jersey. And she's packing up pom-poms. I said, why the hell did you bring these pom-poms? Why did you bring these pom-poms? For some reason, she thought she was going to get to see Louie and do a little routine or something, or try to relive the glory days of high school that never happened. I have no idea, but she's 39 years old. So she shows up to the prison and she says, wow, it has barbed wire. It looks like a real prison. And I said, well, what? Damn it. Really, ma'am? It looks like a prison because it is a prison, because they're housing real criminals. Not Muppets, not tiny golden doodles. Prisoners. I mean, seriously. And when she gets out, she has the nerve to be shocked. Louie is upset with her because she showed up at that woman's yoga class. And the yoga instructor called Louie to tell him that she showed up there and that she was very unhappy about her showing up at her class. And she tried to play crazy and act as if she didn't understand. What's wrong with me taking a yoga class? You didn't just happen upon this woman's class. You showed up there because you knew she knew Louie, and you didn't just take the class and leave. You took the class and then you questioned this woman as if you were some sort of prosecuting attorney. That's why she's upset. You showed up at this woman's place of business with your stalker eyes, harassing the hell out of her. No, ma'am. She is completely surprised that Louie he's really in jail. Girl, listen, first of all, please get help. I am begging you. Family members of this woman, if you are listening, please get your sister, your cousin, your auntie, your daughter, get her some help. She is trapped in high school. She has peaked. I mean, this is ridiculous. What is with these antics? I mean, she's deranged. I've decided that's what it is. She is chasing her high school dreams. She wants this high school crush. This dude, when he was in high school, he didn't even know your name. He didn't give two shits about you. But all of a sudden, here you are, 39 years old, talking about showing him off at the high school reunion. The guy who lives with his mama, once he's finally out of jail and working at the pizzeria. I mean, that is kind of high school. You know, when you're in high school, you work at the little pizza shop after school and you have your own room at your mama's house. Damn it, go home and get a therapist. I'm starting to wonder if something traumatic happened to her in high school that has caused her to be emotionally stunted. Yeah, I mean, seriously, you dropped in on that yoga class when you should have been dropping in on a psychiatrist. You know, just go on into the office and sit down. Set you up an appointment. And some places will give you emergency help. You need the help. One thing I definitely need you to understand, though, Melissa, you are not dating Louis from high school. You are dating Louis, the inmate with a drug problem. Recognize that this is not the same. You are both not 17 anymore. You're not going to be leaning up against his locker. There's not going to be a whole, he's the captain of the football team and I'm on the cheerleading team. That is done and over. You need some help, seriously. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you. Jessica and Dustin. Now, honey, listen, I already thought that she was just out of her damn mind, but now I know she's unstable. So she gets a call from some guy who calls himself Scuba Steve. I said, no way that I am a grown professional woman with a child, paying my own everything. Am I on this phone taking prison calls from some dude called Scuba Steve? Oh my God, this is not my life. Anyway, Scuba Steve tells her that Dustin has gotten in trouble again. He is back in solitary, where they call it the box. And he's possibly going to be in the box for 6 weeks or something like that. I tried not to pay attention. And she says that Scuba Steve is giving her this information, but it's for a cost. And I said, well, of course it is. They're in prison, okay? He needs to get some Snicker bars, you know, a few packs of Gold Bear gummy bears, you know, some ramen. You've got to put something on the commissary if you want him to, you know, call you with these updates from the box. And you also want him to send a kite over. Listen at me with the prison lingo. Can you tell that I watch Jailbirds on Netflix? They talk through the toilet. Anyway, moving on. That was so gross and disgusting. I mean, can you imagine screaming into the toilet to talk to somebody that you don't even know while you're in prison? I mean, you use that toilet. Anyway, oh. So she talks to Scuba Steve and asks Scuba Steve about Dustin possibly being on the meth. Anyway, Scuba Steve says, oh no, he's clean. I said, are you buying this? Scuba Steve is probably on the meth with him. Girl, they're prisoners. They lie. I mean, people who are not prisoners lie. So, yeah, no ma'am. No ma'am. So Jessica's daughter, who clearly has more sense than her, she is asking her mother the hard-hitting questions that her mom should be thinking about herself. Jessica sounded like a child, talking about how she's Dustin's ride or die. Really? But is he going to be your ride or die? Or is he riding and dying for the meth? Her daughter says, what are you going to do if he starts using drugs as soon as he gets out of jail? Do you really trust this guy? And then she says her mom is an absolute idiot for even thinking about uprooting herself and moving to live with Dustin. Her mom says, well, we can't move like we did the last time. You have got to start packing up your stuff. Honey, look, she looked at her like, girl, are you out your damn mind? She tells her mom straight up, no chaser. I'm not moving with you. She is not missing out on her senior year, being with her friends, being with her father, and she pretty much does not support this decision. And Jessica tries to, well, what am I going to do without you? You're my favorite person. I've never been without you. Girl, save that bullshit. Miss us with that. No, ma'am. To me, it seemed as if Jessica was choosing this dude over her daughter. Your daughter should be your first priority. This is her senior year. You should want to be with her as she goes through all of the steps of senior year. Going through taking her SATs if she hasn't already done it junior year. Applying for colleges, going to prom, graduation, all of that stuff. You should want to be there for it. Making the comments like, oh, you've got it easy with me. You're not going to have it easy with your father. Girl, what the hell are you talking about? You're not going to have it easy with Dustin when he decides to jump back on the wild, wild horse that they call meth. Then she tells her daughter, well, I found a house in Tennessee. I'm moving out of Florida. There's nothing left here for me. Your daughter is there for you. Your priorities are all jacked up. You know, Bailey is a smart girl, and I'm glad that she decided to stay there with her family, her father, and her friends. Jessica, you in these crocodile tears, I could give zero fucks about, because you should be setting up your priorities. You walked out of a job that is an actual career that you had for 13 years. You are leaving your daughter with her father, and you are getting rid of your nice apartment right on the beach so that you can go be sugar mama for a drug addict that you don't even truly know. I don't know. I'm so over Jessica. Girl, you have got to grow up. You are 44 years old. He is 27, and you have a 17-year-old daughter. And you really thought it was a good idea to pack up your entire life, move your 17-year-old daughter in a house with a 27-year-old meth head. Girl, this is ridiculous. Ty, now listen. This lady really thinks that she is an actress. I need the WeTV people to listen and listen clearly. Don't bring her back. I am over this shit. I am over this fake storyline. I think that this woman is mentally unstable, and I think that it is absolutely irresponsible for the WeTV people to keep putting her on here. And you know who else I think is unstable and sick in the head is Mark. Stop bringing Mark and Ty on this show. It's disgusting. So we see Ty on the phone with yet another inmate. They have him named Marquise, boyfriend number 3. And she's on the phone telling this dude that she loves him. Excuse me, say what? Excuse me? Didn't we just have a whole cremation ceremony out in your backyard for the love of your life, hottie? And you love who? Marquise, boyfriend number 3? Girl, God bless America. I am sick of this woman. So then she gets home and we get to see one of her children, her daughter, Delaney, who is speaking facts, but I also think that she's a part of this whole WeTV. We have scripted this situation. And she tells her that she's on her way to the cemetery because, you know, she's going to go out there and use the spirits to manifest her husband. Now listen. Now, peeps, listen. You all know that I am not married. You all know that I want a husband. I will get one when the Lord says it's time. But I tell you what, there is no way in Sam hell I could be 87,000 years old. You will never find my ass out at the cemetery manifesting a husband with any spirits. Where the hell are they getting this husband from? The pits of hell? I don't think so. This is just ridiculous. I mean, just watching her and listening to her, I feel like my brain cells start to ooze down the side of my damn head. Just right out my ears, you know, down my neck. Damn it, I'm tired. I can't. Her daughter says, I thought that you were engaged to Hottie. She says, don't bring up his name in our house. He's a liar. So are you. Then her daughter says, well, what are you doing with that baby bottle? And she says, well, you know I want a baby. I'm going to manifest that out the cemetery too. Her daughter says, but you don't even have a baby. Like, why do you have a bottle already? Now listen, Ty, you need a baby the way you need a hole in your head. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm about to call CPS for the kids you have. I mean, are you kidding me? Her daughter says you're going to be 70 something years old still talking to men in prison. She also says that her mom has zero common sense and that she is definitely living in a fantasy world and that she is delusional. Her daughter is the MVP of this episode, scripted or not. She also tells her that she could possibly be happy if she actually concentrated on something else. And I think what she meant was you could actually be happy if you concentrated on your children's well-being and your career and stop sending all of your money to these inmates and worried about all these JPay accounts, emails, and phone calls. It's giving loser. And her daughter tells her, she said, you are giving me lost. And that is true. She is completely lost, living in some sort of fairy tale land where she thinks that her Prince Charming is some dude who's locked up in jail, talking about she can get pregnant going to jail if they just hang out by the vending machines. I said, oh, so you trying to Ted Bundy it? Because isn't that what Ted Bundy and his baby mama Ann, wasn't her name Ann? I don't know, Carol Ann, I don't know. When she went to visit, they had a little action over by the vending machine and she got pregnant and had that baby. And then after the trial, changed her name and the baby's name. Anyway, is that what you trying to do, Ty? Listen, her daughter was reading the facts. She said you are delusional and you can't really be happy on the phone talking to these inmates. It's ridiculous. Ty is a problem, and her daughter has a problem too, because when Ty gets upset and tells her daughter not to disrespect her, which by the way, you disrespect your damn self, her daughter smacks a bowl of cereal and something else off the table. And I said, oh shit, she's a chip off the old block. She has picked up her mama's behavior. First of all, Ty would just like to say, how in the hell do you expect your child's or the rest of your other children to respect you when you don't respect yourself? You don't respect them either. Because if you really cared about these children, you would take down your CSI wall of inmates and you would get some help. Get some therapy, because something has clearly happened in your life that you feel that you need to have this connection with 57,000 inmates. Find a real man in the real world and stop this foolishness. And you're setting a terrible example from your daughter. Clearly, she's learning from you. She's breaking things. She's upset. She's giving you her opinion because she would rather have you be realistic, be happy, be there for her and her siblings than spending every dime and all of your time on inmates who are running game on you. Again, WeTV, don't bring Emily, Ty, or Mark back on this show ever again. Finally, Mark. You know, I thought we were done with him last week. I really thought we were done with him last week. I don't know why the hell he was back on here. He's talking to his mom in the kitchen and he says, Mom, those are nice pajamas. When I go to people's house, I just sleep in my boxers. And she said, oh, anyway. His mom knows something's not right with him. And I blame her for not getting him some help. Please get the power of attorney over his mental health and get him some help, honey. So we're introduced to yet another inmate, some girl named Alexi, and he throws his mom on the phone with this girl. And I said, well, who the hell wants to talk to your mama? You know what? He doesn't know how to communicate. That's why he doesn't have a in the real world out of jail girlfriend. He's never getting laid unless he pays for it. So he's on the phone talking to this girl and he's being real gross and disrespectful. And his mom says, that's not normal. You know what I mean? And it's really not. She really needs to sit down and have a conversation with him and explain to him that he needs to get some mental health help, some vitamins, some sunlight, and some water. Put down the meth. Like, I don't know that he uses meth for sure, so this is all alleged. But he looks like he's on something. Get some help. His mom says, and I'm paraphrasing, that he really needs to focus on his engineering career and his real estate investments. And then she says, and I quote, this almost makes him look like a weirdo. And I'd like to say, no, ma'am, almost my ass. Your son comes off as a pure weirdo psychopath who is trying to set up a boarding house full of inmate women that he can impregnate. That's what it sounds like. I've been watching a lot of cult documentaries this week. This dude is trying to set up his own personal cult slash harem. I do appreciate that she told him that he was out of line, the way he was talking to that woman on the phone, the way he was questioning her. She says that she really doesn't think that he talks to these women appropriately. He asks some of the weirdest, dumbest questions, and that is why he is very odd and he doesn't know how to talk to anybody. She also says that she thinks that he is spiraling out of control and that he is playing games with these people, and she doesn't like it and thinks that he's playing with people's feelings. It's not okay. It really isn't. And that's exactly what he is doing. He is not spiraling. He has spiraled completely. I believe that Mark is going to be a future cult leader, and that is just my opinion. Attention inmates, attention all female inmates of childbearing years. If Mark approaches you, just say no. He's trying to get you in a harem. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't know the psycho, but that's my opinion. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.